Salam alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, teachers. I hope that you are doing all well. So, welcome back to another lesson. This is one of the most important lessons in our curriculum. It is designed for beginners and advanced levels. It is important to understand the difference between the present simple and the present continuous. So, I am going to present some examples. Then you have to focus and try to spot which tense is used in each sentence. Okay, let's start with the first one. I always eat breakfast at 7 a.m. I always eat breakfast at 7 a.m. So, let's spot first the verb. So the verb in this sentence is a verb to eat. Okay? Then the subject. Where is the subject? The subject in this sentence is Arnie. Okay? So I always eat breakfast at 7 a.m. This is what we call an adverb of frequency. Okay? And adverbs of frequency are usually used with the present simple. So, we use sometimes the present simple in order to express a habit. I always eat breakfast at 7 a.m. Okay? So, the second sentence, she speaks Spanish fluently. She speaks Spanish fluently. You might recognize this is our verb to speak. And our subject is she. Okay? So, she speaks. We have added an S because of the subjective personal pronoun she. She speaks Spanish fluently. So here we have used the present simple in order to express, a fact about she. Okay? It means that Spanish is one of her abilities. Okay? So she speaks Spanish fluently. So speaking Spanish for her is one of her abilities. Okay? Let's move to the third sentence. They live in a big house. They live in a big house. Okay? So the verb is the verb to live and the subject is they. They live in a big house. This sentence can be considered as being a fact about they. And also, it can be a permanent situation. It means it is a stable situation. Okay? So these are the three functions of the present simple. We use the present simple in order to talk about a fact. Okay? And also, we use the present simple in order to talk about habits. We use also the present simple in order to talk about a permanent situation. Okay, let's move to the present continuous. Let's spot the main verb. The main verb. I am reading a book right now. I am reading a book right now. Okay? Our verb in this sentence is the verb to read. And here might say that this is also a verb. However, the verb to be here is functioning as an auxiliary. So, our subject is I and an is an auxiliary. Read is our verb plus ing. And this is how we form the present continuous. Okay? I am reading a book right now. Here we have a signal word. that expresses, that shows that the action is happening at the moment of speaking. Okay? I am reading a book right now. He is studying for his exam. He is studying for his exam. So without mentioning the moment, at the moment, or now, we can recognize that this sentence, okay, is happening at the moment of speaking. Okay, if we say that he is preparing himself for the exam, and this is a future planning. This is what we call a future planning. And this is the second function of the present continuous. They are going to the cinema tonight. Tonight. Okay? They are going to the cinema tonight. And this is what we call a future plan. So they are going to the cinema tonight. When we have a planned action, the most relevant tense that we have to use is the present continuous and not the future simple. We use the future simple when we have a spontaneous decision. It means that it does not need a planning. So the present simple is used for actions that are generally true or habitual. So generally true, and this is what we call a fact. And also habitual, it means it is repeated or it is happening regularly. Okay? While the present continuous is used for actions that are happening right now. Okay? Or are planned, okay, for the future. So here we have the two functions of the present continuous that are happening right now, which means at the moment of speaking, or plan for the future. Okay? So we have also here the present simple is often used with adverbs of frequency such as always, sometimes, or never. These are what we call the adverbs of frequency. However, the present continuous is often used with time expressions such as now, at the moment, or later. Okay, you also find this morning, tonight. Okay, these are markers that indicate the present continuous. Remark. We have a remark here. We can also use the present simple to express a permanent situation, such as I live in Paris. Okay? We can also use the present continuous to express a temporary situation, and it is the total opposite of a permanent situation, such as I am living in Paris. Okay, let's explain these two sentences. You might ask yourself, what's the difference between I live in Paris and I am living in Paris? So, I live in Paris, here we have used the present simple. Okay? In order to express a permanent situation. What do we mean by a permanent situation? A permanent situation means, okay, it means that it is a stable situation. It means that I live in Paris and I am not willing to quit Paris. Okay, so this is what we call a permanent situation. So when I say I am living in Paris, it means yes, now I am living in Paris, but maybe tomorrow I will quit Paris, or maybe after 1 month, maybe after 2 months, maybe after 20 years, but there is a time that I will be back to my country. I hope you have understand what we mean by a permanent situation and a temporary situation. Okay. Now, let's read these examples that we had here. I work in the bank. I work in the bank. Look here. We have our subject here and we have our verb. I work in the bank. This is what we call the present simple. However, when I say I am working in the bank, it is the present continuous. If you notice here, we have the same subject, we have the same verb, okay, and we have the same complement. However, the meaning is completely different. When I say I work in a bank, it is a fact about me, or it is a general truth about me, or it is maybe a permanent situation, okay? When I say I am working in a bank, it means currently I am working in a bank, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, okay? Or maybe now I am working in a bank. I hope you have understood the difference between the two sentences. You can find in only one sentence different functions, the 3 functions that we have mentioned. Okay? She always drinks, okay? She always drinks coffee in the morning. Okay? So where is our subject? She is our subject, okay? Drinks is our verb, okay? We add the s because, and we have here the subjective personal pronoun she. Drinks, she always drinks coffee in the morning. This is the present simple, okay? But if I say she is drinking coffee this morning, okay, does not have the same meaning. Okay, let's explain the first sentence. She always drinks coffee in the morning. It means it is something that is happening regularly, okay? It is a habit, okay? It is her habit. However, when I say she is drinking coffee this morning, maybe this morning is an exception. Why not? It is something temporary. Why not? Okay? So this is why we have used the present continuous in this sentence. So, let's move to the third sentence. They speak Spanish fluently. They speak Spanish fluently. Okay? You might recognize that this is the present simple. However, when I say they are speaking Spanish fluently, this is the present continuous. They speak Spanish fluently. It means that speaking Spanish is one of their skills, okay? One of their abilities. However, when I say they are speaking Spanish fluently, it means it is happening out of the knowledge of speaking. So I hope that you have understood our today's lesson. Please provide me with your feedback and leave a comment down below. Thank you.